Thank you so much for joining me today for this student tutorial on how to use Epic. If your teacher already has a button inside Clever that's ready to go so that you can access Epic inside Clever, your teacher might direct you to use Clever in order to access your account. The other option is if your teacher just asks you to open up a brand new tab and to search for getepic.com/students. This is another way that you can access Epic. If you have already used that computer in order to access your classroom, it will show up over here inside of this space. If you have gone to getepic.com/students and your class does not appear over here, then you would need to type your special code over here and then click Go. Once you have either clicked over here or you've typed in your magic code over here on the right, you will arrive in Epic, specifically your classroom. Scroll through in order to find your name and then click on your name one time. If your teacher has set up a password or a PIN that's required of you, you might need to use that PIN on this next page. Epic will only work at school. If your parents would like to pay money so that you can use Epic at home, then you can use Epic at home. And if they choose not to, if they say, no, we're not going to pay for that, that is totally okay because Epic is a great tool to use inside of your classroom. If your teacher has given you some assignments, you will see a pop-up appear on the middle of the screen. If you accidentally click the X and the pop-up disappears, right back here in the mailbox, it lets you know that your teacher has 4 assignments that are waiting for you. If you have completed all of the assignments that your teacher has given you, then you have so many resources to choose from. And you can also click up here in this box and type out a word or a topic that's interesting to you. You'll notice that when I clicked on this box, the screen changed. You also have all of these categories that are ready to go. If you click on any one of these items, then you will see audiobooks, quizzes, videos, and read to me that are all on that specific topic. Let's head up here into the mailbox so that we can see what our teacher has provided. Now, your teacher may not have provided these resources. You might have other resources that are inside of your mailbox. So don't be concerned if you head into your mailbox and you do not see any of these tools. There might be different tools waiting for you. I'm going to click right here on my favorite sport, football, and let's see what happens. Over here on the left, it says Get Started. If I click on the play button right here, it's going to start reading the book out loud to me. The volume is located right here. If the volume is too loud or too soft, I can click right here and move this bubble up or down to fix the volume. If I'm on max volume and the volume still isn't working, I might need to use some buttons on my keyboard in order to make sure the volume in the computer is functioning properly. This button right here, if I slide it over to the right, is going to take me to page number 4, page number 6, page number 8, and so on. It's going to allow me to move through the book. Over here, this highlight button means that as the book is being read out loud, it's going to highlight the specific words that are being read to me. If I want to magnify the book, because I want to get closer or farther away, the magnifier is located right here. This broken box right here is going to cause the book to fill my entire screen. You'll notice up here that I can still see those things that are related to my web browser. If you want all of these tools up here at the top to disappear, you can click this broken box and it will fill the screen. This black box right here says press escape to exit. The other way that you can exit is, watch my mouse, I'm going to scoot up to the top And then when I pause there for a few seconds, this little circle will appear. You can try to click on that circle, or you can press the escape button on your keyboard. Your other option, watch, I'm going to take my mouse down to the bottom. The broken box looks differently now. If I click on this new button right here, that's another way that I can escape the full screen. You'll notice when I come to the edge of the book over here, it's not going to work over here because I'm at the beginning of the book. But if I click over here to move to the next page and I want to go back, you'll see how that arrow pops up letting me know that I can move from page to page. All right, I'm going to sample just a little bit of what it looks like to hear this book read out loud.
My favorite sport, football, by Nancy Strezza. 31, 4, hike. The football is snapped. The play begins. I love to play football. Football is an American sport where two teams try to score points to win. A football game has 4 quarters and lots of different plays. There are 3 ways to score points in football. A, touchdown, 6 points, plus either 1, kick after touchdown, 1 point. 2, run after touchdown, 2 points. B, field goal, 3 points. C, safety, 2 points. Each team takes...
You'll notice that when I moved my mouse, this lower toolbar appeared, and I clicked the pause button right here. If you ever need to pause because your teacher is talking to you, or you need to get out of your seat to find a tool, then this is a great button. The audio feed will pause, or maybe you just want to read it on your own and you don't want someone to read it out loud to you. And then for the rest of the book, you would actually like to do all the reading yourself. You have the ability to go through the text and read the entire text to yourself. Sometimes at the very end of a story, at the very end of a book, there might be a quiz waiting for you. If your teacher has told you that it's your job to take that quiz, make sure that you carefully read the text and that you take that quiz very carefully as well. You can click right here where it says Finish Book once you have finished a book, and you'll earn points and you'll accumulate reading minutes. I was only in this book for 4 minutes. My teacher's going to know I only spent 4 minutes in this book. I'm just modeling how this works, so I didn't read through the entire thing carefully, but you would want to read through the entire thing carefully so your teacher knows exactly how much time you spent reading that book quite carefully. Now, at the close of any book, you'll notice how there are resources over here that are similar. If you would like to read another book on that same category, then you can choose one of these. However, if you remember, my teacher has 3 more books that I'm supposed to read. How do I get back to the mailbox? In order to exit this book, you're going to slide up to the top and you're going to click the X right here. By clicking the X, you will come out of that book. It's going to let you know that you've earned a reward or a badge. Those badges should accumulate or build up in your profile so that you can see the different awards that you have earned over time. Now that I am back at the mailbox, I can move into that next book. And if it says 0, and it says that 0 parts of this book have been finished, you can come up to what Mrs. Culver calls the pigtail. It's actually the reload or the refresh button. And if you refresh your screen, it might give you new information stating that you have finished that book. You'll see right here it's how it says collection complete, and it says completed right here. Sometimes you're going to need to use this button in order to see the most up-to-date information. From here, choose one of these other stories that your teacher has asked you to read and use those same strategies. Use the toolbar if it's important to you, maximize that screen, or shrink it if needed. Now, here's another question. Mrs. Culver, I'm inside the mailbox, but I don't want to be in the mailbox anymore. I would like to be over in that spot where I can choose a different book. You can use the binoculars right here, and you can move over to locate a different book. Now, let's pretend that you want to save some books. You know that you're supposed to read the books that are in the mailbox, but man, this book and this book, they both look pretty fantastic. If you click on a future book and you would like to save this book for a future read, you can come over to the left and click the heart. When it fills in with red, there's a message down here that says that it's been added to your favorites. I'm going to click the X right here to show you what that looks like. Click X to come out of that book. And click right here where it says My Library. Oh, and right here, it shows that I have that book saved in my favorites. And I also wanted to save another book. I'm going to use this rectangle on the right-hand side. I'm going to click and then drag it. If you're not familiar with how to use that tool, use that tool. You can also use the down arrow on your keyboard in order to also move down the screen. I'm interested in this book. I want to find out more about this book. If it begins to autoplay, then you can always come down and pause it. And some books do not have an audio feature. It is your job to read it start to finish. You can come up, 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 up over here, click that heart in order to save it. So now it's in your library later. You can close out in order to come back here. Well, Mrs. Culver, how do I know if it's going to read to me or not? Right down here where it's purple, it's going to let you know if it's an audiobook or if it's not an audiobook. So if you're looking for specific books that either are or are not audiobooks, you can pay attention to that. Your other option is that over here, an audiobook might not have any pictures at all, and it could just be the words. Read to me means that you can see the pictures and someone's going to read it out loud to you. So if I click right here, it's going to be very similar to that last book that we had. I'm going to click the pause button. Not only is it audio, but as I move through, I also have pictures. So the difference between read to me and audiobook is that you're probably not going to see pictures as you're reading through it. I'm going to click here one time. All I have is the cover of the book as my only picture. It's not going to show me picture after picture after picture. You have the volume right here, and you can adjust it as you need to. You can play right here. And then these two buttons right here are going to move you forward 30 seconds or back 30 seconds. Mrs. Culver, why is that helpful? If you are in the book this far and something catches your attention, you might be distracted, or someone said a brand new vocabulary word that you're unfamiliar with. If you need to scoot back 30 seconds to hear it a second time, this is a fantastic button so that you can hear that again in order to understand it properly. Team, I am so thankful that you took time out of your day to pay attention to this tutorial. I hope that you enjoy Epic as much as I do. Enjoy that next book and have a great day.